Imagine a game where the only way to win is to refuse to play. We have all met them. The architect of chaos, the person who knows exactly which button to push to make you angry, defensive, or insecure. Maybe it is a coworker who veils insults as jokes. Maybe it is a partner who twists your words until you are apologizing for something they did. Or perhaps a family member who feeds on your emotional reaction. They are the manipulator, and right now they hold the script. They act, and you react. They pull a string, and you dance. They whisper a doubt, and you defend yourself. As long as this dynamic exists, they own you. You are not a free individual, you are a passenger in their vehicle, and they are driving you off a cliff. But what if I told you that the ancient Stoics, men who dealt with murderous emperors, political exiles, and betrayals, cracked the code to destroying this dynamic over 2,000 years ago? There is one specific action, one simple, terrifyingly effective shift in behavior that commands instant respect. It forces the toxic individual to see their own ugliness. It flips the script immediately. Today, we are not just learning how to deal with toxic people. We are learning how to dismantle their power over you permanently. To understand the cure, we must first understand the disease. Why does manipulation work? The toxic individual operates on a specific currency. That currency is emotional reaction. When a narcissist or a manipulator attacks you, they are not looking for a logical debate. They are not looking for truth. They are looking for supply. They need to see that they impact you. If they insult you and you get angry, they win. If they gaslight you and you cry, they win. If they accuse you and you frantically explain yourself, they win. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "If a person gave your body to any stranger he met on his way, you would certainly be angry. And do you feel no shame in handing over your own mind to be confused and mystified by anyone who happens to verbally attack you?" Think about the weight of that question. You would not hand your wallet to a thief. You would not hand your house keys to an arsonist. Yet, every time you react emotionally to a toxic person, you are handing them the keys to your mind. You are letting them dictate your internal state. The script they want you to follow is simple. Provocation leads to reaction. Today, we burn that script. So, what is the action? Is it a clever comeback? No. Is it shouting them down? No. The single most powerful action you can take against a toxic individual is the strategic pause, followed by absolute indifference. In modern psychology, this is often called the gray rock method, but the Stoics perfected it centuries ago as the art of apatheia. This is not apathy in the modern sense of laziness or lack of caring. It is equanimity. It is freedom from suffering. It is the ability to stand in the middle of a storm and remain dry. When the toxic person expects anger, you give them silence. When they expect defense, you give them a shrug. When they expect drama, you give them boredom. This is not passive. This is the most aggressive act of dominance you can perform. It is the act of holding up a mirror. Let me tell you a story of how this looks in practice. We look to Cato the Younger, one of the most famous Stoics of Rome, a man known for his unshakable integrity. One day, while at the public baths, a man, drunk, aggressive, and looking for trouble, shoved Cato and struck him in the face. The crowd gasped. This was a Roman senator. By all rights and customs of the time, Cato should have had the man destroyed. He should have raged. He should have demanded an apology or ordered his guards to beat the man. The crowd waited for the explosion, but Cato did not scream. He did not hit back. When the offender, realizing who he had struck, fell to his knees begging for forgiveness, expecting punishment, Cato simply looked at him with mild curiosity and said, "I do not remember being hit." Think about the power of that sentence. He didn't say, "I forgive you," because forgiveness implies that the man had the power to hurt him. Cato was saying, You are so insignificant, your actions are so beneath my notice that I refuse to even register this as an insult. He denied the man the reality of the conflict. He flipped the script. The man wanted a fight. Cato gave him nothingness. The man wanted to be an enemy. Cato treated him like a passing breeze. Why is this silence so devastating to manipulative people? Toxic individuals rely on a concept called projective identification. They have chaotic, painful emotions inside them: shame, insecurity, rage. They cannot handle these feelings. They are too heavy. So they try to project them onto you. They want you to hold their anger. They want you to carry their shame. When you react, you accept the package. You take their poison and you drink it. But when you use the Stoic art of non-reaction, you refuse the package. Seneca wrote, "To be able to handle an insult is a sign of a great mind. The most contemptuous response to a petty person is to not be angry." When you are silent, when you look at them with a neutral expression, you are forcing them to sit alone with their own toxicity. You become a mirror. They look at you, expecting to see a victim, but instead they see their own bad behavior reflected back at them. This triggers what psychologists call an extinction burst. They will try harder, they will get louder, they will get meaner, because they are terrified of your silence. Your silence signals that you are no longer under their control. How do you actually do this? When your blood is boiling, when they are pressing your buttons, how do you summon the spirit of Cato? It requires a protocol. Step 1 is the sacred pause. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who utilized Stoic principles to survive, said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. When the insult comes, do not speak. Count to 3. Physically close your mouth. Take a breath through your nose. In that 3-second window, remind yourself, I am the master of my inner citadel." Step 2 is the dissection, or the view from above. While you pause, analyze what is happening. Strip away the emotion. Marcus Aurelius advised us to look at things as they truly are. Is this person hurting you, or are they just making noises with their mouth? They are vibrating air, that is all. Why does vibrating air have the power to hurt your soul? It doesn't. See them not as a monster, but as a whining child. You don't get angry at a toddler for screaming. You just observe them. View the toxic person with pity, not anger. Pity is the antidote to rage. You cannot hate someone you pity. Step 3 is the indifferent response. If you must speak, be boring, be factual. Remove all adjectives and adverbs. If they say, "You are the most selfish, incompetent person I've ever met," the old you would say, "How dare you? I do everything for you." The Stoic you simply says, "I hear that you feel that way," or simply, "Okay." Or the ultimate power move, silence, accompanied by prolonged, neutral eye contact. You are looking at them, but you are not engaging with them. You are looking through them. Step 4 is the emotional moat. After the interaction, do not ruminate. This is where most people fail. They walk away, but they replay the argument in their head for days. They let the manipulator live rent-free in their mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." If you replay their words, you are continuing the abuse on their behalf. Visualize dropping the conversation into a river and watching it float away. It is done. The moment has passed. Do not resurrect the dead moment. Once you have mastered the silence, you are ready for the final level. This is the level of the Stoic sage. It is called amor fati, love of fate. Don't just tolerate the toxic person, use them. Imagine you are a boxer training for a championship. Would you be angry at your sparring partner for hitting you? No. You need them to hit you so you can learn to dodge. You need the resistance to build the muscle. The toxic individual is your sparring partner. They are there to help you practice patience. They are there to test your resolve. When you see them coming, do not dread the interaction. Think to yourself, here comes my training. Here comes the test. If you can remain calm in the face of their chaos, you can remain calm anywhere. You are forging an armor that the world cannot break. The manipulator thinks they are breaking you, but in reality, they are making you bulletproof. Ultimately, commanding respect isn't about forcing someone else to honor you. You cannot control what they think. You can only control what you tolerate. Respect is commanded when you show that you respect yourself too much to engage in petty battles. When you stop playing their game, you invite them to rise to your level, or you leave them behind in the mud. The choice is theirs, but your peace, that belongs to you. Remember, nobody can irritate you without your consent. A rock does not care if you kick it. The ocean does not care if you scream at it. Be the rock, be the ocean, and watch as their storms break against your silence. This is the way of the Stoic. This is the path to freedom. So the next time they try to pull the string, cut it. Smile and say nothing, because in the silence, you win.